Welcome to the world of science fiction. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss new stories. Enjoy the listening. Jack's eyes snapped open. Darkness swallowed him, but a faint glow pulsed from the walls. His head throbbed, like someone had hit him with a hammer. Where was he? He tried to remember. War. Explosions. Aliens with sharp claws and red eyes. He was a soldier, fighting for Earth. But now? Nothing made sense. He sat up on a hard metal bed. The room was small, round, and strange. No windows. No doors he could see. The air felt heavy, like it didn't belong in his lungs. His heart raced. He touched his chest, expecting his armor, but found only a thin shirt. His gun? Gone. Panic crept in, but Jack pushed it down. He was a soldier. Soldiers didn't break. A soft sound broke the silence. A whisper, so quiet he almost missed it. "Are you my new master?" The voice was light, like a breeze, but it sent a chill down his spine. Jack spun around. In the corner stood a girl. She wasn't human. Her skin shimmered with faint blue markings, like stars on a night sky. Her eyes glowed softly, wide and curious, but also scared. She looked young, maybe 18, with long silver hair that floated slightly, as if underwater. "Who are you?" Jack asked, his voice rough. He stood, fists clenched, ready to fight. The girl didn't move. She just stared, her glowing eyes locked on him. "Answer me," he said louder. She tilted her head, like she didn't understand. Or didn't want to. Jack's eyes darted around the room. Something wasn't right. He noticed a glowing band on his wrist, tight and cold. It hummed faintly, like it was alive. He tried to pull it off, but it wouldn't budge. "What is this?" he muttered. The girl took a small step forward, her bare feet silent on the metal floor. "Don't come closer," Jack warned. She stopped, but her eyes never left him. Outside, noises started. Loud bangs, like metal hitting metal. Voices shouted in a language Jack didn't know, sharp and guttural, like knives scraping together. His stomach twisted. Aliens. He remembered their ships, their weapons, their cold laughs as they attacked Earth. Was he their prisoner now? The girl whispered again. "You are awake." "Good." Her voice was clearer now, but still strange, like it came from inside his head. Jack glared at her. "What do you want? Why am I here?" She opened her mouth, but before she could speak, the wall glowed bright. A section slid open, revealing a doorway. Two alien guards stepped in. They were tall, with gray skin and black armor. Their eyes were slits, yellow and cruel. One held a weapon that crackled with energy. "The reward is awake," one guard said in broken English. His voice was deep, like a growl. "Time to meet the Emperor." The other guard laughed, a sound like breaking glass. Jack's blood ran cold. Emperor? Reward? What were they talking about? The guards moved toward him. Jack backed up, his eyes flicking to the girl. She stood still, her face blank, but her glowing eyes flickered, like she was hiding something. "Stay back!" Jack shouted at the guards. He had no weapon, no plan, but he wouldn't go down without a fight. He was human. Humans fought. One guard raised his weapon. "Move, human, or die." Jack's jaw tightened. He glanced at the girl again. Her lips moved, so slightly he almost missed it. "Trust me," she mouthed, her eyes intense. Trust her? He didn't even know her. But something in her gaze, fear, maybe hope, made him pause. Before he could decide, the guards grabbed his arms. Their grip was like iron. They dragged him toward the door. Jack struggled, his boots scraping the floor. "Let go," he yelled. The girl followed silently, her silver hair floating behind her. Her glowing eyes stayed on him, like she was waiting for something. The hallway outside was massive, with walls of shining metal and strange symbols that pulsed with light. More guards stood at every corner, their weapons ready. Jack's heart pounded, but he kept his head high. He wouldn't show fear. Not to them. Not to anyone. The guards stopped at a huge door, carved with images of alien warriors. It opened slowly, revealing a throne room that stretched into shadows. A figure sat at the far end, tall and dark, with eyes that burned like fire. The Emperor. Who are you? Jack demanded, his voice echoing. The Emperor's laugh was cold, like a blade. You are the reward, human. And he pointed at the girl, is yours. Jack stood in the massive throne room, his heart pounding. The alien guards gripped his arms tightly, their claws digging into his skin. The Emperor loomed ahead, a towering figure on a throne of black metal. His eyes glowed red, like burning coals, and his voice was cold and sharp. The alien girl, Lyra, stood nearby, her silver hair floating faintly. Her glowing eyes watched Jack, silent but intense. You are strong, human, the Emperor said, leaning forward. His words echoed in the vast room. Your people fought well. You won a battle against my empire. You, Jack, were brave. So, I give you a gift. He waved a clawed hand toward Lyra. Her name is Lyra. She is yours. Jack's stomach twisted. I don't want a gift, he snapped. His voice was loud, fearless. I'm not a slave owner. The guards growled, but Jack didn't care. He was a soldier, not a monster. Humans didn't own people or aliens. The Emperor laughed, a sound like cracking ice. She is no ordinary gift, human. Lyra is rare. Her kind has powers. Powers I control. He smirked, his red eyes narrowing. You will need her to survive what comes next. Jack glanced at Lyra. Her face was blank, but her glowing eyes flickered, like a storm was hiding inside her. What powers? Why was she so quiet? He didn't trust her, not yet. But something in her gaze, fear, maybe made him wonder. What do you want from me? Jack asked, glaring at the Emperor. The glowing band on his wrist hummed, warm against his skin. It felt wrong, like it was watching him. The Emperor leaned back, his claws tapping the throne. You are my reward to the Empire, he said. A hero to show my mercy. But mercy has a price. Lyra stepped closer, her bare feet silent on the floor. She whispered, so soft only Jack heard. We can escape. Trust me. Her voice was urgent, but her eyes hid something. Escape? How? Jack's mind raced. Could he trust her? She called him master before. What did that mean? Speak, human, the Emperor barked. Jack straightened, his jaw tight. I don't play games, he said. Tell me what you want, or let me go. The guards hissed, but the Emperor raised a hand to silence them. His smile was cruel. Bold words. I like that. So, I give you a choice. The Emperor stood, his shadow falling over Jack. Fight in my arena, he said. Prove your worth. Win, and you keep Lyra. Lose, and you both die. The room seemed to grow colder. Jack's blood ran hot. An arena? A fight? He was tired, weaponless, but he wouldn't bow. Not to this monster. Lyra's whisper came again. I can help you win. Her voice was steady now, but her glowing markings pulsed faintly, like a warning. Jack looked at her. How? He asked quietly. She didn't answer, just stared with those strange eyes. The Emperor's laugh broke the moment. She is your key, human. Use her, or die. Jack's fists clenched. He hated this. Hated the Emperor's games. Hated being called a reward. Most of all, he hated the idea of using Lyra. She's not a tool, he said, his voice hard. And I'm not your puppet. The Emperor's eyes flashed. You will learn, human, he said. Or you will break. The guards yanked Jack's arms, pulling him toward a side door. Lyra followed, her steps light but quick. The hallway was dark, with red lights pulsing like a heartbeat. Jack's mind spun. Arena. Fight. Lyra's powers. Escape. He glanced at her. Why me? He asked. Why call me master? Lyra's eyes met his. You are different, she said softly. I chose you. Chose him? Jack's chest tightened. Before he could ask more, the hallway opened to a massive gate. Beyond it, a roar shook the ground. The arena. The crowd's cheers were deafening, like a storm. Jack saw shadows moving inside, something big, with claws and teeth that gleamed. The guards shoved him forward. Prepare, human, one growled. Lyra stood close, her markings glowing brighter. Stay alive, she whispered. We need you. We? Who was we? Jack's heart raced, but he stood tall. He was human. He fought. He survived. The gate began to rise. The beast's roar grew louder, and the crowd screamed for blood. Jack had no weapons, no plan, only his courage. And Lyra. Her glowing eyes locked on him, full of secrets. Could he trust her? Would they survive? Jack stood at the edge of the arena, his boots sinking into the gritty sand. The gate slammed shut behind him, trapping him inside. The crowd roared, a sea of alien faces screaming for blood. Above, the Emperor watched from a high throne, his red eyes gleaming. Lyra stood outside the arena's bars, her silver hair glowing faintly. Her eyes locked on Jack, intense and unreadable. The beast charged. It was massive, twice Jack's height, with claws like knives and fangs that dripped green slime. Its skin was black, shiny, and covered in spikes. Its roar shook the ground, making Jack's ears ring. He had no weapons, no armor, just his wits. His heart pounded, but he stood firm. He was a soldier. Humans didn't run. Move, Jack. Lyra's voice cut through the noise, sharp and urgent. He dove to the side as the beast's claws slashed the air, missing him by inches. The crowd cheered louder. Jack rolled to his feet, his eyes scanning the arena. Broken pillars, sharp rocks, a chain hanging from a wall, anything he could use. The beast turned, its yellow eyes glowing with hate. It lunged again, faster than Jack expected. He ducked behind a pillar, the beast's claws smashing it to dust. Sand stung his eyes. Lyra's voice came again, softer, like a whisper in his mind. You are strong. Feel it. Her words were strange, but Jack's body felt lighter, his legs faster. Was she doing this? He sprinted across the arena, the beast chasing him. Its claws tore up the ground, sending rocks flying. Jack grabbed the chain from the wall, its metal cold and heavy. He swung it, cracking it against the beast's leg. The creature roared in pain, stumbling. The crowd gasped. Jack grinned. Humans fought smart. Lyra's markings glowed brighter through the bars. She whispered words Jack didn't understand, her voice like a song. His arms felt stronger, his mind sharper. He dodged another swipe, the beast's claws grazing his shirt. Blood trickled down his arm, but he ignored it. Come on, he shouted, taunting the beast. The crowd's cheers turned to murmurs. They didn't expect this. Jack threw sand in the beast's eyes. It howled, clawing at its face. He climbed a broken pillar, leaping onto the beast's back. He wrapped the chain around its neck, pulling tight. The beast thrashed, trying to shake him off. Jack held on, his muscles burning. Lyra's whispers grew louder, her glowing eyes fierce. You can win, she said. Jack's strength surged, unnatural but real. The beast slammed him against a wall. Pain exploded in Jack's ribs, but he didn't let go. He yanked the chain harder, choking the creature. It gasped, its movements slowing. With a final roar, it collapsed, kicking up a cloud of dust. Jack slid off, breathing hard. The arena went silent. Then the crowd erupted, chanting his name. Human! Human! Jack stood, blood and sand covering him. He looked at the Emperor, who stared back, his face unreadable. Lyra's markings dimmed, her eyes wide with relief, or was it fear? Jack's chest tightened. Her powers helped him win, but how? Was she controlling him? He limped toward the bars where Lyra stood. "What did you do to me?" he asked, his voice low. Her lips parted, but before she could answer, the Emperor's voice boomed. "Well done, human. You keep your gift, for now." The crowd cheered again, but Jack felt cold. This wasn't over. Lyra grabbed his arm through the bars, her touch warm. "We must leave now," she whispered. "They know what I can do." Her eyes darted to the sky, where dark shapes moved, alien ships, their lights flashing. Jack's stomach dropped. "Who's they?" he asked. Lyra's markings pulsed, like a warning. "The Emperor's hunters," she said. "They want my power." Before Jack could ask more, alarms blared, loud and sharp. The arena gates rattled, and guards rushed in, weapons glowing. The crowd screamed, scattering. Jack backed away, his eyes on Lyra. "What are you?" he asked. She didn't answer, just pulled him toward a small door in the arena wall. "Run," she said. They slipped through the door into a dark tunnel. Footsteps echoed behind them, guards, getting closer. Jack's ribs ached, but he kept moving. Lyra's glowing eyes lit the way, her breath fast. "Why help me?" Jack asked, dodging a pipe. Lyra glanced back. "Because you're not like them," she said. "You're human." Jack ran through the dark tunnel, his boots pounding the metal floor. Lyra was ahead, her glowing eyes lighting the way like tiny stars. Her silver hair floated behind her, and her blue markings pulsed with every step. Behind them, alien guards shouted, their voices sharp and angry. Their weapons hummed, sending red beams that scorched the walls. Jack's ribs ached from the arena fight, but he pushed forward. He was a soldier. Humans didn't stop. "Hurry!" Lyra called, her voice sharp but scared. She turned a corner, leading him deeper into the alien city. The tunnel opened into a huge hangar, filled with strange ships that gleamed under dim lights. Sparks flew as a beam hit a pipe above Jack's head. He ducked, grabbing Lyra's arm. "Where are we going?" he asked, his breath heavy. Lyra's eyes met his, wide and urgent. "A ship," she said. "We need to leave. Now." Her markings glowed brighter, and she raised a hand. A nearby door sparked and slammed shut, blocking the guards. Jack stared. "How did you do that?" he demanded. Lyra didn't answer, just pulled him toward a small, dented ship in the corner. Its hull was scratched, like it had seen too many fights. Jack stopped, his jaw tight. "No more secrets," he said. "Who are you? What are you?" Lyra's face softened, but her eyes were scared. "I'm a prisoner," she said. "Like you. My people have powers. The Emperor wants them. Wants me." Her voice shook. "I'm not a servant. I'm a weapon." Jack's chest tightened. A weapon? He remembered the arena, how her whispers made him stronger, faster. "You helped me fight," he said. "Why?" Lyra looked away. "Because you're kind," she said softly. "You didn't want a slave. You wanted answers." Jack's anger faded, but trust? That was harder. The door Lyra sealed sparked and groaned. The guards were breaking through. Jack ran to the ship's hatch, yanking it open. Inside, the cockpit was a mess, wires hung loose, screens flickered. "This thing's junk," he said. Lyra climbed in, her hands glowing as she touched the controls. "I can fix it," she said. "But it will hurt me." Jack grabbed her arm. "Hurt you? How?" Lyra's eyes were sad. "My power, it takes my strength. If I use too much, I could die." Jack's stomach dropped. Die? He shook his head. No way. We find another way. He was human. Humans didn't sacrifice friends. He tore open a panel, finding wires and switches. His soldier training kicked in, fixing gear under pressure was his job. Tell me what to do, he said. Lyra pointed to a broken circuit. Connect the red wire to the blue port. Jack's hands moved fast, twisting wires, ignoring the pain in his ribs. The guard's shouts grew louder. The door shook, almost breaking. Lyra's markings glowed brighter, her face pale. She touched the ship's core, and it hummed to life. Lights blinked, engines whined. It's working, Jack said, grinning. Lyra smiled weakly, but her hands shook. She was weaker now, her glow fading. Jack's grin vanished. You okay? He asked. She nodded, but her eyes said no. The door exploded, and guards rushed in, firing red beams. Jack slammed the hatch shut and jumped into the pilot seat. Hold on, he shouted. The ship lurched, lifting off as beams hit its hull. Sparks flew inside, but Jack steered hard, dodging crates and pipes. The ship roared out of the hangar, into the alien city sky. Buildings of glass and metal flashed by, their lights blinding. Alien ships chased them, their engines screaming. Jack gripped the controls, his heart racing. Where do we go? He asked. Lyra leaned against the wall, her breath shallow. A safe place, she said. But you won't like it. Her voice was weak, her markings dim. What's that mean? Jack asked, dodging a beam that grazed the ship. Lyra's eyes closed for a moment, then opened. A rebel base, she said. They fight the Emperor. But it's far. And dangerous. Jack's jaw tightened. Rebels? Danger? He didn't care. He was human. He'd face anything. An alarm blared. A massive warship appeared ahead, its cannons glowing. They're locking on, Jack yelled. Lyra grabbed his arm, her touch cold. Keep going, she whispered. We have to make it. Her eyes flickered, like she was hiding something. Jack gripped the ship's controls, his knuckles white. The stars blurred past as the dented ship sped through space, dodging beams from the Emperor's warship. Alarms screamed in the cockpit, red lights flashing. Lyra slumped in the seat beside him, her face pale, her glowing markings dim. Her silver hair hung limp, and her breath was shallow. She was weak from using her powers to start the ship. Jack's heart raced. He wouldn't let her die. Hold on, Lyra! Jack shouted, swerving to avoid another blast. The warship was huge, its cannons glowing with deadly energy. Jack's soldier instincts kicked in. He banked hard, diving toward a field of asteroids. The ship rattled, sparks flying from the dashboard. Lyra's eyes fluttered open. The rebel base, she whispered. It's close. Jack glanced at her. Where? He asked. Lyra pointed to a small, dark planet ahead, half hidden by asteroids. There, she said, her voice faint. Hurry! Jack gritted his teeth and steered toward it, the warship's beams grazing the hull. The ship shook, but he held steady. Humans didn't quit. They crashed through the planet's atmosphere, landing hard in a rocky valley. Dust clouded the air as Jack opened the hatch. He helped Lyra out, her steps shaky. Strange aliens, some with scales, others with wings, ran toward them, weapons ready. Who are you? One demanded, his voice rough. Jack stood tall, shielding Lyra. I'm Jack. She's Lyra. We're running from the Emperor. The alien's eyes softened. Lyra, he said, looking at her. You're alive. Lyra nodded weakly. Take us to the leader, she said. The aliens led them to a hidden cave, filled with screens, weapons, and more rebels, aliens, and a few humans. Jack's chest tightened. Humans? Here? Inside, Lyra sat, her strength fading. Jack knelt beside her. Talk, he said. No more secrets. Lyra's glowing eyes met his, sad but clear. I'm from a race called the Ethra, she said. We have powers, control energy, machines, minds. The Emperor hunted us, killed most. I'm one of the last. He wanted me as a weapon. Jack's jaw clenched. Why call me master? He asked. Lyra's lips curved slightly. I sensed you, she said. Your heart. Your courage. I chose you, not as a master, but as a partner. Someone to fight with. Jack's anger faded. Partner. He liked that. Before he could speak, alarms blared. A rebel shouted, the Emperor's ships. They found us. The cave shook as explosions hit outside. Jack stood, his soldier blood pumping. We fight, he said. Lyra grabbed his hand, her touch warm despite her weakness. Together, she said. The rebels rushed to battle stations. Jack led a team, Lyra at his side. Outside, the valley burned, alien ships firing from the sky. Rebels fought back with lasers and cannons. Jack used his soldier skills, aiming at weak spots on enemy ships. Lyra's markings glowed again, her hands raised. Energy surged from her, disabling a ship's engines. It crashed, shaking the ground. Jack grinned. Nice one, he said. Lyra smiled, but her knees buckled. Jack caught her. Don't overdo it, he warned. She shook her head. I won't let them win, she said. The rebels cheered, inspired by Jack's courage and Lyra's power. Jack grabbed a fallen weapon, firing at enemy drones. He shouted to the rebels, we're stronger than them. Humans, aliens, we fight as one. His words lit a fire. The rebels pushed harder, their shots precise. Jack and Lyra moved together, his tactics and her powers unstoppable. A final enemy ship loomed, but Lyra raised her hands, her markings blazing. The ship sparked and fell, crashing in a fireball. The rebels roared in victory. The dust settled. The rebels gathered, cheering Jack and Lyra. The leader, a scarred human, clapped Jack's shoulder. You're one of us now, he said. Jack nodded, proud. Humans didn't just survive, they led. Lyra stood closer, her glow returning. You're not my master, she said, her voice soft but strong. You're my partner. Jack smiled, his heart warm. Partners, he said. They looked at the stars, where more enemy ships waited. The war wasn't over. The rebel leader called them. The Emperor will come again, he said. We need you. Jack's eyes burned with fire. Let him come, he said. We'll be ready. Lyra's hand squeezed his, her eyes bright. Together, they were unstoppable. As they prepared for the next fight, Jack felt hope. Humans and aliens, side by side. The Emperor would fall. But what was out there? What new dangers waited? Jack and Lyra faced the stars, ready for anything.